not to stay in the dark cloud that's been hovering over for a while, but something about the whole memorial that happened today just seemed very inauthentic, in
How
my
so?
opinion. I just think it's like very produced and it's become very cultish.
I will
And
say, yeah, real quick, like it was hard to watch because that's just not what I would do, is the sparklers and stuff. But I will say that is exactly what they do. But I had that initial feeling like, oh man, it's a big production. I was very happy for all the people there, but that was my initial response is like, oh, sparklers and stuff. Not what I would do, but it wasn't for me.
yeah, strange. I mean, I just can't help but think a lot of things are taken over by nefarious forces and psyop. And
Right,
I
right.
mean, love the show, love you guys, but even you guys mentioned that there's like over 60,000 influencers and podcasts that are basically like psyop podcasts.
Well, let me be specific. I do think some of them are influencers and podcasters, but that signature reduction army that I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned from the Pentagon, that you can go back and look at the Newsweek article from 2021. That's just a part of it. I also think a lot of those people are just living quote unquote normal lives, like embedding themselves. Like if you're familiar with like an Operation Gladio situation,
Yeah,
it's like people like that. So for sure, I mean, you can go on Twitter. I mean, I have people I think are paid by the government to say things, and
absolutely.
they've been activated these past 2 weeks. Um, but I don't know who, but I have a lot of feelings about who they might be. But certainly that 60,000 deep army does have people in the media world, corporate media, independent media, because we know about Operation Mockingbird. So it's like that, but in my
Yeah,
opinion, like on drugs, because
exactly.
they're
It's the
living
new
like
age
an
of that.
identity.
Yep. And it's terrifying
It is.
because we're in the age of AI and also just mass propaganda. And
Yep. That's why we
it's like,
can't
what?
we can't look up to anybody. Like I don't know if you're a
No.
religious person or not. Like I have God. I look up to
Yeah.
God, but you can't look up to anybody. Like none of us, like I
Yeah.
think I've
And
done my
even
job
research your
right.
Bibles.
Right. I've done my job right if you question me. Like you can't always just be like that person is always going to be what I want to hear. They're always right because people have their own biases. People are wrong,
Yep.
and other people are paid to say things
Yep.
clearly.
No, I think it's important to have somebody who questions you at every
Yep.
possible turn.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
I
very
got
serious.
I
It
got
keeps you in
Brandon.
check.
I
That's
got
why.
Brandon.
That's one of the reasons why me and Shane thought this
Hmm.
was going to be such a good pairing is because I'm like almost opposite spectrum
Yeah.
of
You're like the
Shane.
skeptic
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
right. Uh huh.
So
And
like
It's important.
we put that
even,
together and it feels good when we're and at the end of the night we don't hate each other.
Yeah.
Like we go outside and we talk about it and
We
it's
fight
awesome.
drones.
Like
We fight drones
yeah.
together.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
you know.
But even in the Bible, it says to like uh, press your pastor pretty much and your church
Mm-hmm.
and question all that and hold the fire to them.
Yep. And like you gotta have, if you are religious, you got to know your theology. Because you could be in a
Yep.
place that's giving you bad theology. That's not a good thing. That's actually a terrible thing. But like to bring it back to the tribute yesterday, those are two things I was thinking. Is I hope it seems like a lot of people are actually turning to religion. Amazing. My other thought was I hope they're turning to good theology. Now
Exactly.
we could all debate on what's the best in this. My Catholic friends don't agree with me,
Yeah.
but that's very important. Because we've seen
'Cause-
denominations get totally twisted.
Yeah, well, most people didn't even have a Bible, couldn't even read or anything until like the Schofield Bible came out and was
Mhm.
passed out in majillions of copies all around the world.
Exactly. And that's got its own misinterpretation.
Yup.
And people got to know this. It's very important. You can't just believe in God. I think you really need to know your theology, and that's something this is all still fairly new to me. I've only been a Christian for 3-4 years, but I'm a baby and I'm
Same,
learning.
yeah.
And I just want to do it right. I'm talking to a lot of people, reading a lot of books, listening to different people, and just try and do my best. And just watching out for the
Study
people.
as much as you can,
Yep.
as many things as you can, just like you would when you're doing journalism. Get
Yep.
sources from all over and
Yep.
discern.
Journalism. What is that?
Yep. What is what?
What is journalism?
Yeah, right. It's a propaganda now.
I was
Interesting.
gonna say
Yeah.
it's kind of
journalism school, right?
Yeah, I've heard of this journalism.
definition's definitely been watered down for sure.
People call me a journalist. I'm like, that's hate speech. Please
Yeah,
don't say that.
crazy.
No, it can be great. I love journalism, but my goodness.
It used to be so revered, and now it's
Yes.
like, what the hell?
It's a skin suit.
It's a crazy
disgusting.
question. What the hell even is it anymore?
Yeah, it's Don Lemon. There are
Yep,
good
and
journalists
then
out there.
Even like things like wasn't it The Jungle?
Yeah,
Um,
Upton Sinclair.
but wasn't that also like outed as some kind of propaganda?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
been going on forever.
Exactly.
Everybody's got
scary.
investors that want to control the narrative. Everybody's working
Yeah.
with somebody on Capitol Hill. You know, like it's really just all about not pissing off the people with the money
Yep.
at the end of the day, which sucks because that's
Yeah,
what's
well, they're
led us
putting
down
on
this
a
road.
show. The world is a giant stage, and everybody's putting on a show.
100%.
They're all actors.
It's so much theater.
Politicians should not be leading us. They're the biggest scumbags ever.
Yeah,
Will do anything.
It's very discouraging, but that is the case, and it does. To me, I agree. It's a lot of theater, but it's like theater with very real consequences.
Yes,
And real
it's our
violence.
lives.
Right. It's literally our lives, and it's a lot of theater, and it's discouraging because I wish there was a way to change that, but it's such a big engine. You know, it's going to take a lot of people to really speak up, and I do feel like we are divided, and for good reasons. You know, there's a whole faction of people that hate people who think the way we think, but at some point we're going to have some sort of unity to be like, they are keeping us apart right now. I don't know how we get back to that point because we're living in different dimensions. But they like taking us apart and pulling us apart and fighting
it's
each other.
fractured into so many different, paradigms, and
Yep.
you can't just shake people awake either. It's just like also when you have the come to Jesus or the religious moment or whatever. I for years I went through the whole atheist thing, and then I became agnostic, and then I was like, oh
Same.
damn,
Same.
I think that this has something to it.
Well,
Totally agree.
you know, think about this. Do you think that try to imagine everyone agreeing with each other and being under the same banner,
Right.
under the same flag, just in this country alone? What about that is something that some of these people in office would want?
Yeah, well, they want the one world government, one world religion, so
You can't have everybody agreeing with each other and being on the
No.
same page about things and get all of the outcomes that your party wants. You know, like
Yeah.
if everyone's focused on being one thing, no one wants to be anything else. So it's in the best interest of this. I call it a two-party system because there really isn't a third party. It's never really been a factor, in my opinion.
No.
It's important to them that really keeps a split, like a great divide. A chasm, if you will. The further apart that you can make those things, the better off it is, come midterms. So keep that in mind. That's the last thing they want is for all of us to be on the same page with each other, all of us to be united as one, because you can't take that down.
They rule.
Right, fight
they
each
rule
other
fear.
instead of fighting the people who are pulling the strings.
Right.
Yep.
Keep us distracted. It's all sleight of hand.
And
Oh,
what
look,
better
there's a
way than to
well.
keep us at each other's throats,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. When you say sleight of hand, I gotta say, I mean, the CIA literally has a handbook from the 60s. I think it was the 60s. That's about how to do illusions. They worked with illusionists to pull these things over, the wool over our eyes, to create these false realities, to drive us crazy and to hate each other while they can, control us. It's gross work.
Yep,
Gross
we're
work.
distracted fighting our neighbors
Yep.
and our family members, and
I'm praying for us all,
absolutely.
and hopefully we can get back to that. It's just right now, I mean, we are so severely fractured. It's very discouraging, but I still have hope somehow. I still have hope.
You gotta,
Right?
you really,
gotta.
as black pilled as everything is, you gotta have the hope, and you just gotta be positive and live life as best you can.
Yep. 100%. Well, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
Hey, one last thing.
Yeah.
I'll be real quick.
Go for it.
JFK got assassinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't see any footage for 12 years.
True.
So, and it's only a 26-second little film, crappy little film. How do we even know that he actually got assassinated?
Ooh, dang. I mean, I know. Look, we did a whole episode with a guy who breaks down the Zapruder film. And I mean, the Zapruder film is a fabrication. The CIA took it at one point. It went to like a Kodak or something in Rochester.
Yeah.
Second Rochester reference of the night. And they took it.
Yeah,
and
manipulated it.
Yeah, and you're right, caller. They gave us 12 years until, like, I think Geraldo Rivera. We watched that episode.
Yeah.
They show us the
public
footage for the
had
first time.
no idea. They just were like, oh, the president got assassinated, you know, and went along with it. Meanwhile, no footage. And then I think it was like Walter Cronkite or somebody. What he said happened with JFK. His head went, he slumped forward or whatever the heck. And then it totally contradicts what's in the Zapruder film. And then you look into Zapruder and his connections.
Yeah, I know.
All those people, he wasn't even supposed to be turning down that way on Dealey Plaza.
He was told. This is a story. He was told to get his camera. He wasn't going to bring it.
Right.
And he brought. I personally think he's probably dead, but I think it's all theater.
Now he's got to be dead.
But I think, I mean, even from that, like, I think it's all theater around it. Like, I think that's what I meant by theater with real violence. I think they kill these people publicly for a fear ritual, but they inject it with so much confusion and chaos that we'll just debate it forever, and they can hide behind the illusion of the insanity of us trying to piece it together. But who knows? I'm open to anything. I don't think Andy Kaufman's dead. I
love that guy.
I think he's out there somewhere, and maybe Tupac too. But it's so hard to know these days, and the Zapruder film is very bizarre. If we're gonna say JFK was assassinated, his brain is also missing from the archives. Who took it and why?
Yep. That magic bullet that's in perfect shape, pristine shape.
Yep. The Umbrella Man. I mean, the JFK. The whole thing is insane.
It is.
And if anyone has not seen the Umbrella Man testify before Congress, I think it's Congress, might be Senate. It's one of my favorite videos. Maybe one day we'll pull that up and watch it because it is wild. Because even that was like
bring that up
10 or 12 years after that happened, and he just happened to have the same umbrella. Wild story. Wild story. But yeah, great thought experiment. We should all be thinking that, with the weird theatrical world.
Yeah, you got to think the things that you don't want to believe to be true. You have to just, like, even if you don't want to hear the information or think that, you just got to put yourself out there and just contemplate it.
Yep.
It's hard to do. It's painful a lot of the times, but then, that's how you deduce things. And I don't know.
It's hopefully how you shatter that simulation they've put over us.
Yeah.
That's why they make you feel bad for asking these questions, because you'll be
like, you're ashamed.
How dare you? But I'm like, look, there's a long history of lies. I'm sorry. And you do weird things like this, like you fake deaths. You've done all, these weird experiments on us. So that's kind of like what I'm basing it on. I'm not just making this up. I'm like looking at history, and you've done this. You've admitted to doing this. So I'm going to apply your history to today.
Yep. And everybody else doesn't want to question it because you want to be loved and you want to fit in and all this stuff. And, sometimes you got to be the outcast.
Yep. I agree. All right, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night.